Welcome to my car. So today we're going on a little journey. I have traveled through Pennsylvania, and it is currently actively very much snowing, and I am taking you on this journey today because I'm taking you to one of the greatest swap meets in the entire country of the United States. It's in a little town called Lebanon, Pennsylvania, and I have driven through some of the most beautiful parts of this country. Hershey, Pennsylvania is just absolutely stunning, full of wonderful historic buildings. And along the way, there have been wonderful historic farms that are just gorgeous. I'm looking forward to finding some really fun projects, maybe. There's really cool stuff to see, really great people as well. So I'm going to try to film along the way as much as I can, because I feel like a lot of people don't know about this event. So come along inside and let's go have some fun. We're probably going to get a little snowy. We've got about 15 minutes until the doors actually open. So let's go see what we can find. All right, so I'm in a corner of the event, and I've just completed my first round. So I always say that it's key to make a single round, just look at everything. If there's anything that stands out to you that you have to have, buy it. Come with money, come with cash, and have a set budget. That's the way I usually go. There have been instances in the past where I've come with cash and found something that I just couldn't pass and I had to get more cash. There's an ATM here, so worth a small fee if there's something that you can't pass up. There's some really interesting stuff here. So not only are there airplanes, there are crawlers. There are, I've seen an RC snow, I forget what they're called, like a snow machine. Anyway, there's one of those. There's model rockets. There's die-cast models. There's plastic models. There's everything. Hey, there's Chris. What's going on, Chris?
What's up, dude?
How you doing?
Awesome, man. Who are we talking to?
I'm just talking to my YouTube followers.
What's up, YouTube followers? See you at
my buddy Chris.
See you at Flight Fest.
So yeah, that's my basic my basic approach. I just try to go to everything, see everything first. And my first purchase is, of course, a World War I biplane. Had to do it. Never had this airplane. Wanted it forever. So I'm going to catch up with my buddy here, and we'll be right back. So this is the front door that I'm standing by, and we're basically in a convention center. So I'm going to take you through the first hall that I usually go to. It's on the right. All right. So I'm going to try to talk louder so that hopefully my lav mic picks me up. We're going to start going down here. There's books. True turn spinners for it's like $40. Sealing irons, heat guns, starters, model trains. It's got a jet, multi-copters, gas engines everywhere. Three-wing F-14. Really big Python. Got EDS, got radios, got helis. Spare props galore. Escapade MX, that's a fun plane. Ooh, the GBR3. So this is where you get your covering film. Lots of covering film. More engines, gas engines. Dubro skis, not bad. $10 for vintage skis. Parts bins, lots of old servos. Really big stuff. How about that? A flying fire helmet. That's super fun. Old packs. Some Engines and fuel. Got a tool. Some old kits. Looks like that's a Royal P38. Nothing more along these tables. Kits galore. A Taub 40. That's cool. For $125. I guess that's this. Yeah. That's kind of fun. Taubs are really interesting airplanes. That might be fun. I might have to think about that and come back. I do like this. Let's see. It really is just empty can. It's cool, but what would I do with it? That's cool. 81mm. How neat. So that's it for this haul. So let me make my way back to the big main hall. This is the side hall. So we got 3 more halls to get through. It's quite a bit. So be right back. All right, so I'm in the main hall, and be ready for it. Be ready for it. Alright, so the cool part is that there's lots of room in here and it's a bit quieter. So you can actually have conversations, which is nice. But there's lots of really nice stuff in here too. That is tempting. Bristol M1, also USA. Ooh, quarter scale SE5 would be good too. Some nice stuff here. I'm digging that. What's the specs on this Proctor kit, man? 81.5. Proctor kits are so gorgeous. That's probably worth it. Excuse me, this Antic?
The Antic belongs to that gentleman down there. He's asking $300 for it.
Okay, very good, thank you.
His name is Todd. Go talk to him.
All right, thanks. So he's asking $300 for that kit, which is not a bad price. Really, really not. Very tempting, very tempting. Even have 3D printed stuff. How cool is that? So I used to be into trains as a kid. Had my own train table and everything. It was fun. But then I grew up and I just got into airplanes and I haven't really looked back since. So, third hall. So, before we go into the last hall, I want to talk about that GB. So that GB, they were asking $500. Okay, that's a fair price for that airplane. It has an engine, it's built, had nice high-tech servos. Okay, so the deal is, when I got my GB here at this same place, I got mine basically in box, unassembled, $250. That's one of those moments where I paid that because I was never going to see that ever again, and I won't. So that's why you have to pick your battles here. So, last haul.
This one in your basement.
I could, but I don't fly that style. That's fine. This is more my speed.
What's that?
This is more my speed.
This is a good. This is the FMS for me.
Yeah.
Amazing flight. I just don't. You look at the dust. I just don't fly anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people sell here is just stuff that they don't fly anymore.
Well, but my stuff's in good shape.
That's true. There's some stuff that's nice, and there's some stuff that's just sort of junk.
I mean, you look at my planes; they're all in good condition. I just don't fly them anymore.
But to be fair, some of the junk stuff that I've found here over the years,
But you're good at tinkering with that stuff.
Yeah.
Though.
I like to go.
You know, if it needs to be fixed and it gets in the corner, it's the
right.
stepchild, and I go buy something else.
Yeah, no, I love finding like the diamond in the rough kind of
You
thing.
definitely find that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
For sure, so.
But like this,
Hey!
this is absolutely gorgeous. I love this.
You know,
I love this. 400 could be yours. 400.
I had room for it.
F7F.
If I had room for it.
Yeah, it comes apart. All you need room for this. Go ahead. So this is what you need room for, this GB.
Notice I'm buying 40 size airplanes. $30, $25 for P40.
That's not an
Remember
airplane,
that
that's a
P40?
balloon. All right, so because I am an amateur and I've never really done interviews before, I don't really do interviews on my YouTube channel. I didn't record the following interview. The gentleman you're about to see is the chairman of the event that is the Central Penn Aeromodelers RC Expo. So what you missed that I missed recording is his explanation of the history event and how it originally started with several of the clubs within the central Pennsylvania area. And those clubs came together to do this as a bit of a fundraiser for club improvements, to offset some of the cost of club membership, just those kinds of things. And over the years, different clubs dwindled, and they weren't able to do as much, or they didn't do as much. And so now it's just 2 clubs that sponsored this event. And it's interesting that we see this, I guess, decline in club active nature. And he also points out how a lot of the club members now they're just an older generation. We're not getting as much of an influx of young people. So he points out that, it's a means to help people get into the hobby as well as help perpetuate the hobby as well. He's trying to show that it's an evolution of the hobby and trying to support it as well. I think it's important to also note that the part that you missed, he goes over how there's this mental block that we have where we think of flea market or swap meet, that usually we're getting junk at these kinds of events, and this is not junk. mean, you saw a Proctor balsa kit. That is not junk. Definitely one of the finest model kits you will come across. Many other things like precision cut kits and Wendell Hostetler plans. These are phenomenal, top of the line things that you can. Micro fasteners, really hard to beat their fasteners in the hobby. Really great stuff there. So, in addition to that, he points out that trying to change the hobby for good and trying to try new things is part of what they're trying to do as well. So calling this an RC Expo, they're trying to change how people approach this. So not just having model airplanes, but model boats, model cars, an RC snowmobile. That's the term that I couldn't remember on the spot. But even trains and trying new things with this event is sort of like, well, this is, do you put them together? Do you just mix it in? Then it makes it harder for people who are into that sort of thing, sort of find where all that stuff is. So it's a bit of a compromise. There's a bit of a learning curve that he pointed out. And I think it's really good that they're trying new things. And in this next segment, he talks about some additional aspects as well. So enjoy that. It's fun to try to find those really special models.
And one nice thing too, with so many local hobby shops closing down, this is a place to actually go, see something, get your hands on it, and take it home that day. Not necessarily ordering from a company that you're not sure about. I mean, we have, for the first time this year, we actually have a sponsor of hobbyking.com. Okay. So I'm by no means saying don't go to the internet. I mean, that is great. Support them. They're doing a lot for us this year. But sometimes there's just that ability to be able to go and see something that you can't get online.
Right. Now, did you necessarily need the sponsorship from Hobby King?
No, we didn't need. We're trying to expand a lot because we're realists. The demographic of this hobby is getting older and older, and we think probably COVID took some of our loyal members that have come. So we want to keep this going. We want to make sure we're still here for the people. We want to make sure that you're still here for us. So we're just kind of looking at like, how do we get the word out? So one thing is we went to Hobby King and they were like, hey, we'd love to be a part of your event. So they were promoted on their website. They're giving us sponsorships, stuff like that. We were thinking about maybe trying to do some additional sponsorships in the future, just so that, you can get here. Like one thing Hobby King was doing for us this year is if you came and you saw something that you liked, well, they don't necessarily have it here. They'd actually set it you up online through their website with a promo code to get a discount off their website while you were here.
That's nice.
So like, hey, we're here. Here it is for you. So we're going to see in the future about doing some other sponsors for stuff like that. Also, we realized there's a whole lot of RC enthusiasts that we're not touching because we've predominantly been aircraft.
Right, and I've seen a lot more than aircraft this year.
And we've been trying to push that, saying, we're kind of trying to change our name. It was a flea market. We're trying to get away from the idea of a flea market,
right,
and just saying, hey, we're like an RC Expo. We're going to try to get cars, trucks, planes, boats, everything
rockets.
Here. Rockets. But we got to get the word out to these people that know, hey, we're not limited, but at the same time, we don't want to sell like, hey, we got all this stuff here, and then you have one table of someone that has cars where the car guy comes out not realizing this has historically been aircraft. So we're trying to get that out there. We think it'll help just with the whole market, the industry, and just, too, like someone might be getting out of the hobby. It happens. Mm-hmm. So you have a place to bring your stuff to, give a deal to a child or an adult who's drooling over whatever you have. And you make a couple dollars, you pass it on to someone else, rather than you hear so often of people trying to have a yard sale and they give something away for nothing to someone who doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
It's either going to sit on a shelf or get destroyed the first time they try to do something.
Or even become a safety hazard. I've seen that happen too, where someone just doesn't know anything about the hobby. They pick it up at a yard sale and then they end up like having a flyaway or a near miss or something like that. So definitely support this. Anyway, been great talking to you. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you coming out.
It's very, very busy here, and I feel very, very lucky to be able to have just these few minutes with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. So I'm back in the center area. That's pretty much it, guys. There's a couple of things I have my eyes on, but I'm going to keep those under my hat for now because they might make some pretty fun future episodes. So thanks for coming along today, guys. I've got to still get home through the snow and weather, and it's going to be fun. I hope you enjoyed this little trip, and if you can, I highly recommend you make the trip here. The entry fee was only $10. Highly worth it in my opinion. So talk to you later.